Tristan and Rexon, if you copy, looks like a single male at Gari Dam, or Vuyatela Dam at the moment, drinking. You know what, everyone? Yeah, I'm going to go on the other side quickly. So I do think that because these lions have been a number of lions that have come down to drink, so that's another sign that would tell us that they've probably made a kill. So, well, the reason I say that is because lions get, or predators in general, get quite thirsty when they have made a kill. So they the blood in that of any prey species is quite salty. And it can make them thirsty. So I'm going to have a good look around here. There might be some others, but let's see. This beautiful male is drinking. Oh, this is going to be a wonderful shot, everyone. I'm very excited about this. Hold on. Seb, is that okay, or do you want me to go right round?
I think it's
let's quickly go. Yeah. Hold on. Just trying to get into a position quickly. I'm sure the rest of the pride is somewhere around here. Tristan's still going to look around, but look at that. This is going to be amazing. Here we go. Is that okay, Sebastian?
Thank you.
Much better. Look at that. Now I wonder, we might see another lion popping out, perhaps. Let's see. Can we see? You know what? It does look like he has been feeding on something. Have a look at his face. It looks like there's a bit of blood around his nose. I do think, but look at him lapping up that water. Very, very thirsty. Anna Marie, you say, what a nice way to start Feline Friday. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. I'm so happy. It's always nice to see these beautiful, large predators. Jenny Animation, you say, what a handsome male he is indeed. Look at those beautiful, beautiful eyes. Now just have a look. If you look closely, you'll see how his tongue is it basically laps up the water with his tongue curled backwards. So the lions, well, the big cats rather, they don't get a lot of water with each lap, and that's often why they stay down and they drink for a very long time. Ooh, he looks like he's got a nasty injury there. Let's look at that. Now, you know what I find fascinating? We don't know what happened now. Was he injured because they were hunting something last night? Or was he injured during the hunt? Looks like he's got a nasty gash under that front right leg. But you know what? I wouldn't be too fazed or too worried. I'll tell you why. These animals, especially these predators, I've noticed they have an amazing ability to heal very, very quickly. So even though they do get injured, they do get hurt, I've seen some really nasty scars that heal very, very quickly. Some of you saying that that looks quite sore. Like I say, they do have the ability to heal very, very quickly. I'm going to drive around again. Let's go back to the other side of the dam and then follow this male. Maybe he takes us to the rest of the pride, if Tristan hasn't found them already. Oh, no, Tristan's busy tracking. So I would. Curious one, you say we found a lion before you even made your first cup of coffee. Well, that's always good. That's always good. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if these lions made a kill in a drainage line somewhere or in a thicket. Let me just reposition for us quickly. Shelley, you asked how much would a lion drink in a single sitting. Shelley, you know what, it's a bit difficult to say. Now I'm just going to wait here. There's another vehicle that's in the sighting. This male's going to come past this bush in front of us. Here he comes. Now Shelley, I'm not sure exactly how much they would drink. And it's, you know, actually I don't know, Shelley. I wouldn't be able to give you an accurate estimate. I think it depends on how thirsty they are. I think a male like this, he looked really thirsty. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised, a litre of water. He's moving quite quickly. It looks like he's quite intent on getting back to a kill of sorts. Well, that's what I think. That's what I think. He's definitely, it looked like he spotted something. Yeah, there's some. What he did spot was some guests at Vuyatela. They standing on the deck watching. They're not quite out yet for their drive. See, early bird catches the lion in this instance. Safari holic, you say, it doesn't look like he's limping. No, it doesn't. So, like I say, often these animals have the ability. I mean, they get injured, but you know, it might look worse than it actually is. And as I said, they do heal very, very quickly. Now, have a look at him. Yeah, he's definitely not limping. I mean, if we didn't see that scar, you wouldn't have noticed. But he does look like he's got a full belly. I'm just going to let the other vehicle go ahead of us so they can get a view of him. But this is so exciting. This is great. I wonder where these other lions are. Alright, we'll try to follow this lion, see where he's going. Let's head back to Tristan, find out how the tracking is going, and if he's managed to find any more sign of the rest of the pride. Oh, look, he's walking right past us. There he goes. There's definitely blood on his nose. Hey, did he have a look at you, Seb?
Then he accelerated, you know?
Yeah, he walked right past us there. So let's try. We'll carry on following him. Sorry, I'm sorting everything out here. That is amazing. I'm just going to give him a chance. He's just walking past the other vehicle. Again, just from a sensitivity point of view, and there's a sunrise, but when animals are walking close to other vehicles, and I've always done this, I won't start the vehicle. I'll just sit and wait until it's walked past the other vehicle. Sorry, Seb, and then only start. And like I said, the reason is just being sensitive, and so that the other guests. Okay, no, sorry, I'm just listening to to Alice, sorry, as I was saying, with animals walking past the vehicles, it gives the other guests an opportunity just to enjoy the animal walking past quietly, and they can hear everything. So it's from sensitivity and respect for the other people. I never start the vehicle if animals are walking close to the other cars. Now Alice says someone mentioned that there was a lion pride on the dam cam, but now I don't know, is that now or have they left already? We'll try to get a better update. I mean, we were just okay. Now I wonder, should we? Let me just chat to Rexon quickly. Rexon, do you copy? Rex, apparently the rest of the pride is at the dam now. Do you want to stick with the male? I'll go down to the dam, or if you'd like to go down to the dam, I'll stick with the male. Okay, copy info. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to stay with the male then, Tristan, and see where he goes. Maybe he takes us back to a kill. I'm sure the rest of the pride will follow shortly. I don't think they'll go too far. So Rexon's going to head down there and I'll stick with the male. Copy. You're more than welcome to go there now, just if you want. So maybe Tristan can go to the rest of the pride. It sounds like they're at the dam at the moment, but I'd like to follow this male, and like I said, maybe he takes us to a kill. He's quite intent, or he's walking with the intention of going. It looks like he's heading to a kill. So I don't know. Let's see. Isn't that great? Look at those beautiful paws. This is exciting. This is what morning safaris are meant to be like. Lions everywhere. We heard them calling, trying to find out, is there a kill? Maybe it was something small that they finished and they've decided to go and drink. I'm not sure. But luckily, there are a few of us out. So we can work together and hopefully find out exactly what's happened. Sebastian, they're fresh lion tracks here.
For leopards or lion?
Stanley, you say yes, we should stay with the male. Yeah, I agree. Hang on, let's have a look here. Just watch these impalas straight ahead of us. They're busy alarm calling. I'll just watch them, and the reason why none of them have run away. They're not far from this male. None of them have run away because they can see the male clearly. Now it's amazing to see how the impala, for example, react differently to different predators. So as long as they can see that male, they'll alarm call. Watch, there's actually one moving a little bit closer. It was walking towards the lion, that one on the left. And the reason they do that is they do not want to lose sight of the male. As long as they can see it, they know there's no danger, there's no threat. That male would not have any chance of hunting these impala. It's too open, they can see it coming, and they would be able to run away very quickly. But it's interesting to see the behavior of how they react to a male lion walking through a clearing. Not phased, they've stopped alarm calling now. As long as they can keep an eye on him, that's the most important thing. Then he doesn't have that element of surprise. He can't ambush them. And impala haven't moved. They're still standing there. It's about time we saw a big male lion. I'm trying to have a better look at this cut just on the side and see what's happened. Is it? Yeah, there's definitely a gash. It looks like it's actually under the front right leg. So I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, you know what, from the tracks that we've seen, I would guess that these lions hunted last night and they came across that herd of buffalo that we saw, possibly tried to hunt a buffalo, maybe got one, but picked up an injury during the hunt. That would be my guess. But let's see. It's all going to unfold. Hopefully, it's all going to unfold for us. So we'll be able to piece this all together. But it's nice that we can kind of have an idea of what we think has... Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Chitty chatty Meg, I'm going to get to your question shortly. Just give me a second. Looks like the kill is... Can you see them, Seb? So I'm always a bit low. There we go. And everyone, we were right. It is a buffalo. It is a buffalo. Now, let me reposition quickly. While I do that, chitty chatty Meg, you just asked, why is the male with the pride? No, it looks like there is another lion there. You thought that the males were in coalitions and the prides, you know, the females and the youngsters generally together. Meg, that's not always the case. We know the males will definitely help the females when they're hunting, especially something large like a buffalo. And that, I think, is exactly what happened here. The males, every now and then, they meet up with the rest of the pride. They'll try and hunt, and they will help the females or the pride if it's something large. Yeah, it's a big buffalo. They've hardly, yeah, it looks like they've killed it recently or early this morning. You know what, I'm going to go around the other side there so we've got nice light. But let's just stop here quickly. So Meg, so the males will follow the pride. They will help with the hunt from time to time. And there we go, you can see there's that buffalo. Well, there we go. The puzzle has revealed itself. I like what I did there. So the all the clues basically helped us piece this together. Tristan saw the tracks of the buffalo, saw tracks of the lions drinking. We know they were thirsty. They must have made a kill and an injury on a male lion. The only animal likely to have done that would have been a buffalo, and that's exactly what's happened. I'm just going to update the other guys quickly. Alright, now while I do that, it sounds like Tristan has found the rest of the pride. Let's quickly go across to him and find out where they are. No, Tristan, this male has actually started feeding with the lioness. And have a look at that now. Oh, that is actually a beautiful shot. That side lighting on that male. At least from this angle, Sebastian and I were just talking about positioning. Sebastian, are you happy here? Just thinking for now, and then we can, because we can see that lioness too, while she's feeding at the back. But there's lovely light on the face of the male. I think if we park the other side, we might not see his face. Now this is amazing. Now I don't know where the rest of the pride are going. It sounds like they're going up Mvubu Road, which is the opposite direction of this. I wonder if they didn't make another kill. Copy that, Rex, copy. Just getting an update from Rexon. Sounds like they might be heading in this direction too. Lynn, you said, wouldn't it be interesting if they did have another killed? Yeah, it looks like a cow. Charlie. Right now, sorry, I'm just going to turn this radio down for a bit to the Game Drive radio. Charlie, you said, isn't this rare to see a male and female feeding at the same time? Well, Charlie, you know what? It's not as rare as you would think. And what happens, Charlie, is, let's say, for example, they killed something small, a small kill, like an impala, for example. There's not a lot of meat there, so the male will try and get the lion's share, as it were. So he would try his best to get as much of that meat as possible, and he wouldn't likely share with the females that are around, and would probably chase them off. This is a massive carcass, and you can see what's happening is the female's feeding on one side of the buffalo, the male's on the other side. There's no direct competition there, so he would be happy to share this for now. The rest of the pride isn't around. It's perfect for them. They've got a lot of food there for both these lions. There's no reason for them to fight or for him to get aggressive with that female. If the rest of the pride came, I would assume the rest of the pride would also probably feed on this carcass, as long as they don't get too close to that male and he has got a space where he can feed, and it is fine. But this looks like it was killed fairly recently. I'd say within the last probably 2 hours. I would guess. So maybe around 4 o'clock this morning, 4 o'clock. I can hear him crunching there actually. This is exciting. This is great. And you see, I mean, some days we drive all over and we track and we look for these animals, and it's very difficult to find them. Other days, right outside camp, we heard lions, we saw tracks, we saw buffalo tracks. We actually spoke about this last night. We found the buffalo and we said, I wonder if the lions are not going to try and chase these buffalo and hunt them. Oh wow, look at that. Look at the light in his eye. So, yeah, I mean, everything has panned out the way we thought. And the nice thing, too, is that it's right out in the clearing. So we've got beautiful views of them feeding on the buffalo. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, it is sad that, the buffalo was killed. But just remember, everyone, this is survival of the fittest. And the predators do need to eat. I mean, we are always sensitive to both prey and predator. We definitely are. But lions, we haven't seen lions on a buffalo kill for quite some time. We haven't seen many buffalo around. So this is just good for these lions. Lucy, you wondered if this buffalo was possibly pregnant because it's so big. Lucy, I don't think so. I think what's happened is, what often happens is the gases build up within the carcasses once they have died, and it causes them to bulge. I think that's what that is. I think it's just a build-up of gas within the stomach at the moment. I'm just listening to you. Other vehicles, I hope they there they can see us. Looks like it. There we go. So some other people will be joining us soon. I'm still surprised that the rest of the pride haven't returned. David, it does appear as if they're feeding on the best bits first. So the rump of the buffalo is often the softest part. The softest part, and maybe the shoulder section that the male is feeding on at the moment. But yeah, lions do that. They try to feed on the softer meat. Oh wow, there we go. And our friend Rexon has just joined, and he said there might even be a few steaks for me. Rexon. look how powerful that male is. That buffalo possibly weighs around, I would guess this female buffalo is close to 600 kilograms. Males get up to about 800 kilograms, so maybe 500-600. Watch, he's getting aggressive with her now. And that female just growled. But you see, I think the reason for that is because he's now getting a bit closer to her. But like I said, look how powerful he is to be able to move that carcass. It's almost like he doesn't know where he wants to feed. Inyama in a corner, so Lord. Just asking my friend James if they did find another kill with the pride. He says he didn't see anything. Not James Henry, but James Suela, who I used to work with at Londolozi actually. He's a tracker. This is, I mean, really just great timing for all of us. I mean, we got to find the lions, we got to find the kill. And it happens like that. Sometimes other guides will find it, let us know. But now, everybody will get a good view, hopefully. Tristan says he called it last night, and he did. Tristan said, yeah, I wonder if those lions aren't going to hunt the buffalo. And when we did find them, now Michael, you asked how much. Something startled that female. I think it was a branch that snapped. Michael, you asked how much meat in kilograms can the male eat compared to a female. Well, it's, you know, sometimes they can feed on about I think it's close to a male maybe just over 100 kilograms of meat. It's like 80 kilograms, 100 kilograms. It's like 160, 200 pounds of meat. And a female will be a bit less than that. But you know, it depends. It depends how hungry they are. But yeah, they can feed on a lot of meat. But females will be much less. Alright, well, I think we'll sit here a little bit longer and see what these lions get up to and see if the rest of the pride are going to join us. But let's head over to the oracle himself, Tristan, who called this apparently, and see where the rest of the pride is. Not quite yet, Tristan. Look at that big hoof of the buffalo. That male, as I said, he hasn't quite got a full belly yet. I think they've just started feeding. So interesting to see. I would have thought that they would have fed on more of the carcass, judging by them being so thirsty, unless they were just, oh, that's beautiful light. Look at that female. Golden light on her eyes. Really lovely. Now, this male, as I said, they haven't fed too much just yet, so their bellies aren't that full. That's a lovely shot, actually, of those beautiful eyes. But I think Tristan's right, that perhaps this male chased the rest of the pride off, or they're a little bit nervous. Oh, look at that. Wow. Look at him pulling that whole buffalo. That's amazing. We're in a perfect position here. We've got perfect light. And we can see both male and female. Yeah, this is wow. That blood, excuse me, that blood is bright red. And especially in this light that we've got at the moment. For photography, this is really, really great. Stations, just an update. These animals have only just started feeding on the carcass, so there's still going to be a lot of activity. I'm going to probably be another 5-10 minutes and I'll make space. I know Jost is interested in moving in, and then Mike will update you after that too. Copy, and I know Duncan is also interested in making his way into this area. We will keep you all updated. Like I say, they've just started feeding. Oh, that is such a great sight. I mean, it's sometimes, I know some of you might be thinking it's a bit gory, and yeah, it can be. But watching lions feeding like this, Ruth, you say this is gorgeous. Yes, I suppose it is. Ruth, very clever. But yeah, we've definitely got the best position here at the moment. The light, and just watching this male feed. Look at that. That's a really, really great scene. That female is a beautiful female too. Now these lions, I must be honest, I really hope the rest of the pride do come and feed on this carcass. I'm sure they would have helped this hunt and this kill. So for them not to feed would be a shame. Hopefully this male just fills his belly and eventually decides to lie down and allow the rest of the pride to come and feed. Okay, so apparently Tristan was saying the rest of the pride look quite full. Now, so that's interesting. I wonder if these lions didn't make 2 kills during the evening. It's very possible. Lions are so opportunistic, and maybe the pride made 1, and then the male came through, and when they went looking for water, they chased and hunted another another buffalo. That could have possibly have happened. Sure. The way he's pulling at that carcass. This is, I must be honest, I think this is a photographer's dream right here. Perfect morning light, and out in the open there's nothing obstructing a view for us. At least that female is getting quite a lot of meat at the rump of that buffalo. Every time this Sorry, just watching this male too. But every time he rips, his whole mane moves. It's quite impressive to see. Watch, thick mane waving about as he rips at the meat. Susan, you asked where the hyenas are. Well, Susan, I don't think we would see a hyena nearby for a while, especially with the male lion being around. If it was just the pride, possibly, but I think if the hyena pick up on the scent of a male or heard a male, the chances are they won't stay around or hang around, because male lions, as we know, would potentially kill hyena. So yeah, I think that's why we're not going to. I don't think we're going to see hyena around for a while. Maybe later tonight. But with male lions around, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I don't know when last I saw hyena around a kill when there was a male feeding. Colleen, you asked if I ever find it difficult or hard to watch feeding or a hunt. To be completely honest, no, I don't. And I don't mean that in an insensitive way at all. I think, you know what, I think the best way to describe it, Colleen, is, I've grown up going to, in the bush, going on holidays and spending so much time in the bush, working in the bush permanently. It's not something I would say you get used to, but I think the understanding of this is nature, this is nature's way. Look at those claws. Sorry, just look at those amazingly sharp claws. The male lion is obviously contracting the muscles in the paws at the moment, which causes those claws to come out, so he can hold on to that carcass while he's feeding. So as I was saying, it's not a case of being insensitive. I think it's a case of the understanding of nature, and this is part of nature, watching lions feed, and we've also seen lions get killed. So I mean, for some people who aren't used to it, yes, I can understand it can be a bit gory and not easy to see at times, but for the purpose of wildlife filming and especially safari life, we watch hunting and we watch animals being killed and fed on, but we also see the predators get injured and get hurt, and it's so that you can understand the natural environment a bit better. This is what happens. This is nature at its best. It really is. It's nature is not. It's not always easy to see. Nature's not kind and caring all the time. Nature's harsh. Nature's very harsh, actually. So yeah, but anyway, it is what it is, and luckily we're able to show you this, so we can, so you've got a better idea of what goes on out here. But there is a soft side to nature, and the softer side of the team this morning is Tristan, and he's sitting with the rest of the pride of lions. Let's go see what they're doing. Well, Tristan, this lady looks like she's well, not looks, but she's feeding at the moment, so it's not quite melting my heart. She looks a little scary. But Sebastian and I were both just commenting on these lines. That just this is literally such a wonderful sighting. Because one, the light is perfect. We found them at the right time, and just how it all unfolded for us, and to view them like this, still feeding the activity. It's really great, and out in the open too. We're lucky, really lucky, because sometimes when they do make kills, it's in a thicket, and you don't often get to see as much. And look at the light in the male's eyes. So it doesn't look like that injury really is anything too serious for that male. But like I said, you know, these animals do get injured out here. It's not easy hunting big buffalo, and but they heal very quickly. They definitely do. And I don't think this male will be in too much threat or anything of an infection. I mean, we've seen these lions get injured before, so. Andrew, now you're asking how long a wound like that would take to heal. Andrew, I've seen wounds heal within a week. A wound like that, to be honest, I honestly think within 2 weeks, I don't think we'd see a bad scar at all. I think it would heal quite quickly, to be honest. I don't know how deep it is. I don't know if it's from a horn. I would assume it's possibly from a horn that went into the side of the leg, perhaps, or maybe a hoof. While they pulled the buffalo down, if the buffalo stood on the line on the side of the leg, maybe. I don't know. Now, we're not going to hang around too much longer, and as I said, it is just an amazing sighting. We've definitely had the best part of it, but we want to obviously make space for some of the other vehicles around, so everybody can have a view of the sighting while there's still activity. But look at that. That's actually a great view of that big male, and he was growling a bit at the female. Now, some of you are wondering if this is perhaps a mating pair. I don't know. I don't think so. But I'm not sure. These males have been following these females around for quite some time. I know, what was it, about 3 weeks ago? When last was it? 3 weeks ago? Oh, now that male's got a bit of a limp. Watch, he's growling, watch. It's amazing how aggressive these lions get when they are feeding. So I'm not sure if they are mating. I mean, we haven't seen any mating activity. But I'm sure the rest of the pride were around. So I don't know if the males are just following the pride to see if the females are in estrus. Is there a chance to mate with any of them? Maybe that's why this male is with the pride. As I said, about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, we saw the Nkuhuma pride, and the males were following them around. 2 males were with them, so possibly looking and testing to see if the females are in estrus and looking to mate. I can hear some ground hornbills calling in the distance too. I need to get them to add to my list. We're going to do some birding, I think, after this. sorry. Was it Kerry or Terry? Sorry, Alice, I didn't hear if it was Kerry or Terry. Terry. Sorry, Terry. You asked if we can smell that carcass yet, because we are quite close. Not yet, Terry. No. I'm just no, nothing yet. But also the wind is actually blowing, actually from us towards them. So yeah, nothing yet. But I'm sure this carcass at some point will start stinking. But no, nothing yet. Alright, I think, let's just see if there's a bit of aggression here from the male. Let's watch. Yeah. See, I thought so. He obviously wants to feed on that softer portion too. Wow, that female's also covered in blood. So she must have definitely helped her. But again, I don't know who made the kill. She's now decided maybe to lie down and rest. She's been feeding for a while. I mean, she's covered in blood. Just going to check quickly where the other guys are so long. Joost for Byron. Joost, what's your position now? Okay, copy, Joost. Yeah, I'm going to move out in the next 2 minutes. You can make your way straight in. Yeah, Joost, I think via tele-access, and there's actually a road between Zoe's and Quarantine. I'm not sure. There's another little link road right on the western side of Quarantine, and they're just off that road. Yeah, A-firm. Have a look at that male. He's displaying phlegm at the moment. So what that is the female must have urinated. Now this is possibly linked to our question about if they are mating or not. Have a look. Oh, that would have been an amazing photograph. Oh, perfect light of that male displaying phlegm. The phlegm grimace. So what he's doing is actually tasting and smelling the urine. He's got an organ at the back of his palate called the Jacobson's organ, and he uses that to tell whether or not the female is in estrus and looking and ready to mate. So it looks like he's snarling or smiling, but he's basically tasting the scent, and that organ is very, very sensitive, and he'll be able to tell whether or not she is in estrus. All right. Well, I think we're going to make our way out of here. Like I said, I just want to give everyone else a chance to see some feeding activity and that. We've had a great view already, probably the best. But we will return later. We'll definitely come past again later. And we'll spend some more time with the lions. Hopefully the rest of the pride do return at some point.